it is Guido. Welcome back. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of World of Tanks and a Tactics Talk with Bean. Bean, Hull Bandit in the IS-4 from Clan Type 5. Type, or is it Types? I don't know. I have no idea. Types? Type 5? That's the clan. He's in an IS-4, which is a Russian tier 10 heavy tank. He's in a 2-tier battle, top tier as a 10, but it's all 10s and 9s with 2 arty on each side. Spawned into, I can never remember what this one's called, Redshire, into the north, and he's headed over here onto the east side. Heading on up to the east side. Was that what it was, or was it the west side? I don't remember. But anyway, he's headed that way. Looks like he's got a 268-4 and M46 Patton himself, of 4502, who just got shot at but not hurt. At least, well, I got hurt a little bit. Might have taken a couple hit points off him. And a T95, going to kind of the standard heavy brawling area. You know what, folks? We're just going to ride along with Bean and enjoy the show. He's going to have a really nice game right here. And sometimes you just want to kick back and relax when you're making a video and watch somebody dominate. You know what I'm saying? That sounded really weird, actually. But we'll just... we have Conway here. Let's hit him. Holy cow, not a great start he missed. Thinking about it, some of these blind shots go in. In fact, this one may have, based on his... Whoa, almost hit the 4502. Based on his total at the end, down in the bottom left, and what he actually gets. So he gets lit by the 263. He's making a beeline from left to right there. The U-100 sees that and says, I'm an U-100. I can side scrape like a boss. I'm going to side scrape on Bean. I think what I would have done, man, is cut hard right to avoid this shot. Bean doesn't make a whole lot of mistakes right here. Makes a lot of good choices. I don't know. I think I would have tried to do a little bit more to avoid the U-100, but the U-100's on a reload. So Bean says, hey, I know you're on a reload. And then he says, no, I don't really like that because there's a JPZ 100 as well. This is one thing to watch out for, guys, especially at this tier. You may see an advantage like that early, but if you don't have the essay on exactly what's going on there, you might want to avoid such things. That was a really nice shot right there, man. He's just daring the U-100 to shoot. It's like, you are just going to bounce, Mr. U-100. You don't have really great pin. Uh-oh, don't like that guy. Do not like that guy. He tracks him so that he can't swing around and get a shot, and plus it forces him to use his kit. That was nicely done right there. That was probably a bigger... Watch this. Boop, right into the flat plate of the superstructure. He's firing that nice heat that he's got, carrying all kinds of it. And the pen is 340, so you can see it's orange. It's not quite enough to just lull pen that front superstructure, but it is enough with a slightly high roll to take care of it right there. And another bounce. He's going to sneak another one into the bottom plate of the JPZ E100, and he's absolutely abusing these guys. But let's take a look at this, because things are not copacetic over on the other side of the map. You can see that, and I didn't mention it, but that Mao's just sort of droned along the west side of the hill here and died somewhere in this general area. So that was just a giant sack of muppetry right there. They're doing pretty well over here, but it looks like they've lost the castle. So they're down 2 tanks, but let's just see how Bean grinds, because he just grinds it out down here, so to speak, guys. I mean, he just brings this IS-4 down here, and look at how it's just sort of going back and forth to green. I don't know if that's true or not. I feel like those are kind of auto bouncing, but who knows. I only have a couple things for Bean right here, and you know, he may scoff it. He's also trying to not get shot at tier 10. You never know, you know. That's why I don't play a lot of tier 10. It's just so easy to get wrecked. But just maybe a slightly further pull back and try to sneak into the lower plate, although it is angled. I don't know. I'll just throw that out there. I don't know if that's necessarily a great thing, but he gets him tracked, and he may be thinking, hey, let's pin this dude down and just cause him issues, because look at this. This was another example where I thought maybe if you just went whoop right to there, you might have actually got some shots on him, but he keeps him pinned again. Not pinned, keeps him pinned, tracked. E100 is a little bit tired of that and starts looking at our hero, and we're looking for this time, ooh, do it again, still pinned down. You're being perma-tracked by an IS-4, that's something right there. I don't know why he's not looking at you, but we're going to do what I said earlier and just sneak another 443 on the guy, and gets the track. This guy's got to be super irritated. He's down to 800 hit points. He's been able to do almost nothing other than that early shot. There he goes. He gets another one into Bean, but Bean thumps him for 400 and brings him down to more or less a one-shot. Those things are kind of scary, and they prove why right there. Lots of pen, plus it's shooting APCR, so it doesn't have to worry about as many of the angles and tracks and stuff as Heat does. So the 263 backs out though. And it looks like Bean's team has evened it up 2-2, and they're starting to get an advantage over here. I thought Bean might try to change the side, but then he sees that, I think he sees that the Grill has decided to trade some hit points for a thump, which he does. And then goes the 268 version 4, who says, I think I'm just going to get rid of this E100 with a Snap-a-Lamba Ding Dong. And just like that, E100's gone. You know, that's what I'm talking about at tier 10. You just never know. Things can turn so fast at this tier. IS-4's not really paying attention, but the Artie is. Puts a nice shot. I don't know if you noticed that, but he aimed right at that flat-plated side cheek. And the other IS-4, or the IS-4 comes in here and doesn't like that. Try to cover up, and I think he did bounce. Looks like maybe with tracks. Did not take any damage, and they double tap the IS-4, and down he goes. Now the JPZ looks like he wants to come in. He's worried about being shot in the back. Turns on Bean. Bean hits the upper superstructure with the Heat, and it's all over but the shouting over here, folks. And Bean has 3,532 damage. They kill the 263. Artie comes in. And then this is one surprised me. Bean's just driving around. All of a sudden, whack, he gets hit by the Sturv. Where was the Sturv this whole time? Bean's been going around the corner. I guess he was shooting at maybe the 4502, and I think the 268 mentions there's a Sturv over there or something, and Bean says, yeah, no kidding. Thank goodness that Sturv did not decide to shoot our hero Bean, because this might be over by now. At least for Bean, anyway. The T-49 sneaks into the backfield. He gets unlucky and gets spotted. Looks like he's trying to sneak in on the Artie, but he doesn't get very far. Down he goes. Killed by the 155-55. And now we have a little bit of flexination going on. You gotta love it. Meta flex. I'm a little too tall here for my camera action, aren't I? I need to switch that a little bit while Bean repositions. While Bean is moving along. Move along now. Is that better? I think it is. Alright, so we're getting closer to getting back into the action. 3,532 damage, 320 assist. The mighty IS-4, 387? 67? Something like that, hit points. Not looking too bad. It's 9-6. They've got him stuffed into a corner. Nobody puts Baby in a corner, or Bean, alright? Interestingly, the west side did not exactly fall. I guess the Leopard moved over there at some point, and they didn't really push through. Now guys are meta-flexing over there, and the enemy team is about to learn why it sucks, especially if you've got a lot of decent players, which tends to be at tier 10, and good tanks with all kinds of spotting range and accuracy and alpha, etc. Why it sucks to get stuck into a corner of a map. Because you may say, hey, they got defense, baby, but the problem is right now they have no defense in depth. So once one guy gets spotted, look at all these vultures sailing up in the updrafts, just looking at all the dead carcasses down there and wondering which one they're going to go down and eat first. And it just remains to be seen which little mouse gets seen. Which little mouse will be seen first? Bean comes up here, gets into the bushes. Probably none of those guys has a CVS. I mean, maybe the Leopard does, but who knows where he is. Probably all the way in the back. And the Char goes, I shall spot for thee. And in he goes, Mr. Char Futur 4. And, oh, shiny stuff, artillery. There we go, little thump on him. Leopard gets seen, they kill the Patton. Patton's dead. Is the Char down? Did we lose the Char? No, we did not lose the Char. The Char's still doing his spotting work. The poor Leopard's getting thumped from every side. Is Bean going to get the kill? No, he's not going to get the kill on the Leopard, but we do find a full hit point. That actually probably worked out really nicely for you, Bean. I think I'd rather have the hit points than worry about the kill on the Leopard, to be honest. Holy cow, that 268 just munches that guy. And that's what I was saying, folks. That's why it sucks at any tier to get your entire team stuffed into a corner. Right? Despite the saying, nobody puts Baby in a corner. It didn't matter. Baby's gone. Baby's dead. So out with the bathwater. Game over. You get stuck in a corner like that. You get the murderer's row up in bushes on hills in the high ground, and you're just not going to win. you're just not going to win. There's the artillery, and the Sturv, who never really left cap, is hanging out right here. I don't know if he might have been there the whole time. You know, actually, if he was there the whole time, he may not have really had shots on anybody until they, no kidding, cleared the ridge. I feel like maybe he was a little bit further over here, though, but doesn't really matter. Bean takes another shot. He's got 4,888. He actually ends up with 5,000 something damage, so one of the blind shots along the way went in. 2 kills in a fantastic game. Really well done. Being just a clinic on IS-4 heavy action, right? What was he taking on? A E-100, a JPZ, a 263. Then he took on the IS-4. What else was up there? I don't know. That was fantastic, man. Nicely done. Also, I didn't mention 2,190 blocked. And that is almost enough for an extra IS-4 hull dragging along with him. Not quite. The IS-4's got 2,750, but easily 4/5, maybe a little bit more, something like that. Hit points wise bounce. So well done, man. I appreciate you sending that in. Thanks a lot. Hope everybody enjoyed that. There's a lot to learn there. I didn't break it down too much, but the side scraping, other than my 2 quibbles, which were not a big deal, the choices of shots. There was a shot in there I saw on the first time and missed, but you remember when he came around the corner and he was looking through the various pieces of metal and scrap? If you noticed, when the other, I think it was the IS-4, was backing out for just a second, he was aimed at the metal, he just shifted right over and punched it right through that guy's lower plate. Just the shot selection was really nice, as well as I think what we can all agree to, and I love so much, is when they won this flank, they didn't all pour down through this open area and let that Sturv have its way. There was a lot of tanks left. Man, if you could learn one lesson, guys, it's do not push across open areas when you win a flank and there's still enemy hiding in bushes. Thanks, man. I appreciate you sending that. For everybody else, thanks for coming by. If you like what you saw or learned something, go ahead and throw me a follow. We will see ya.